Hi guys, today I'm going to be interviewing my friend Adi over here.
Hey, I'm Aditya. I'm from India. I was born in Mumbai, born and raised in Mumbai, best place in the country. And I'm 21 years old and I'm here in MSU Mankato for Computer Information Technology.
Okay, so I'll be asking you a few questions today. Question number one is, when you got here at the airport to the school, whatever, what were some of the first things you noticed that were culturally different between India and America?
I landed here in Newark Airport, New Jersey. So the first thing that I noticed was, well, really different would be the language because, well, the American accent. And so, yeah, it is. So you see a lot of movies and everything, you kind of understand that. But like once you actually talk to a person in real life, it is a bit different. So when you enter the country for the first time, it is kind of hard to understand and you kind of tend to get confused and stuff, but yeah, you kind of get used to it, so it's fine. Yeah, that would be the first thing that was different, yeah, that I noticed.
Okay, and what would you recommend for some students that are coming maybe from India that are dealing with culture shock? What would you recommend for those students?
What I would recommend for them would be, if you happen to know someone in the US, doesn't matter if it's a friend or a relative or a family member, like whatever, like if you know someone here, just come and visit them at least like 4 or 5 days or a week before your college starts, because that way, like you can come here, you can settle in, you can talk to people, you can get used to like the language and everything, and then it is a lot easier for you to, well, like just settle into the college life. Because if you don't understand stuff, it's like the language and everything, it's gonna be a bit hard for you to, well, get used to the college, like, because yeah, it's just hard for internationals in general.
Okay, so how is the school system, for example, different between India and the United States?
So I would say that the Indian education system is a bit more theoretical, I guess, because so in India you study things a lot, and, well, study as in like you just mug up things a bit more, and so the practical aspect is a lot less compared to the US. Also, like, yeah, you have your midterms and your final exams and stuff and your assignments and everything, but you can do things at the last moment and get away with it. But here in the US, so I have assignments and quizzes every single day of the week. Every single class that I have an assignment that's due, like one day in the week. I have a quiz that's due. So, like you have to study on a regular basis for the whole semester to be successful. If like if you get lazy even for 1 week, it is gonna affect your grades, and it's never in a good way. So here you have to be, here the education system is really practical, and you have to work hard throughout the semester instead of like just working hard like 2 nights before the exam or something like that.
Definitely. So, do you think this school system is easier, harder than the school system in India?
Actually, the school system is easier for you if you're a systematic person, like if you know how to get things done on time, and if you don't like get lazy or procrastinate. But if you do that, it's going to be really hard for you. You're going to have a really hard time, because you're going to have things that are due like like every single week. You're going to have so much work every day of the week. You're going to be busy, you have to study every single day. So if you're a systematic person, you're going to have a really good time. Like you're going to like just flow through your classes, you're going to get good grades and everything. But if you procrastinate even a little bit, you're gonna be in trouble. That's the thing. Like, it just depends on you.
And personally, which school system do you like more?
So for me, I prefer the Indian education system till the high school, but after high school, like when it comes to the college level education, United States education system is way better. That's what I would say based on my opinion.
That's interesting. Okay, so how do you feel we're gonna shift from school to more personal and communicating with people? So how do you feel about spending time with international students that are not from India?
Okay, so actually I prefer spending time with international students because, well, like you get to learn a lot of things from like people from other countries, like things that are similar, things that are different, things are the exact same but have different names. So yeah, I actually prefer spending time with international students because, like, 3 4 of my best friends, like they're all internationals, like people from Tibet and then people from Congo, Japan and everything. So it is actually really good to get to know international people, because that way, like that they're facing the exact same issues as you are, but like it's like a completely different perspective, and like you guys can relate, you guys can spend time together, and it really helps you get through the like the hard times in college. So yeah, it's really good.
Okay, and then what about spending time with some people from India? There are a lot of students from
Yeah.
India here.
So for me, I do talk to everyone from India, but like I only have like 2 or 3 people with whom I talk on a daily basis, because like the thing is, if I'm gonna come to a completely new place, completely different country, I'm gonna try to broaden my horizons pretty much, and I would like to know more about people from other countries, because I know what it's like to be an Indian. I know what it's like to be an Indian in a different country, and I would rather learn about people from other places, like the things that they think, the things that they're going through, and like it's actually better for you to have more international friends than people from your own country, because you can always depend on them, because they're gonna be there for you no matter what, and you're gonna be there for them. But it's always interesting to know people from a place that you have never even seen, or been to or heard of sometimes.
Okay, so what about spending time with some of your American peers here?
Actually, I do have a lot of American friends. I actually went on a spring break bus trip all the way down to Florida through 6 states. That was insane. And I did meet a lot of American friends. And what I would say is like they're really great people, They're really easygoing, like good people to talk to. You can be really comfortable around them. But yeah, like most of the international students, they are kind of going to be, they're going to feel intimidated talking to Americans. So they kind of tend to stay in their own small groups. But I would actually suggest that you talk to Americans, because they're really helpful and really great people. Yeah.
And you never felt like they were discriminating or anything
No,
like that?
never. They were really great people. They're really open. Like they're just great people in general. Like they would just greet you with open arms. So yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so this is your first semester here. You live on campus.
Yep.
What are some of the benefits to living on campus, and what are some of your favorite activities here?
Okay, so one thing that I would suggest is that every single student should try living on campus in the dorms at least once throughout their whole college life, because like dorm life is completely different from like living off campus, because if you're going to live off campus, most of the times, like for internationals, they're going to live with people from their own countries, and the thing is, like, yeah, you have that comfort factor from like with the people from your own country, but then you just tend to stay stuck up in one group, and you don't really like talk to other people. And if you're going to be in a completely different country from your own, you should kind of like be more open to like other people. So I would suggest that you live on dorms at least once, because that way you meet more new people, you have activities every single week, you meet internationals, you meet Americans, and yeah, it's just a like good way to get through your at least your first semester or first year in college, because that's the time when you need people the most. And if you live in the dorms, you're gonna meet lots of people from all sorts of places. Then, you're gonna meet their friends, and you're just gonna have like a big group. It's nice. It helps you out a
Okay.
lot.
Interesting. So, do you personally have a job here, and how much do you think that's important for international students?
I don't really have a job right now, because I just came this semester. But yeah, international students should actually try to look for jobs as much as they can, because the thing is, so you're really far from your country, and at least for me, the dollar, like American dollar, it does cost a lot. So whenever like your parents are going to send you money, they have to convert the rupees to dollars, and then they have to send the money. And even like transferring money from India to the US, it's going to cost you a lot. So it's actually better if you get a job here. So the job will never cover your tuition or anything, but at least you're going to have some spending money. You're going to have some of your savings. So you won't really have to ask your parents all the time for the money, and that would actually help them out, and it would help you out, because you're getting some experience working. And doesn't matter what kind of a job it is, even if it's in the dining center, or even if it's like traffic work or anything. But like a job is a job, and like you should just do it, so that you kind of get the experience going.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now we're here obviously at MSU Mankato. How did you hear about the school, and why did you choose to come here specifically?
So back in my country, I kind of I met up with some counselors for studying abroad, and that is something that I would suggest all the international students do, because like most of the times those people, like, they are more experienced than you are, and so they know what they're talking about. You know, shout out to Factwashi, you guys were great. Thanks for helping me out and stuff. And yeah, so you know, like it really does help you. And you know, like those guys, they will tell you about like how to study well, what to do, what not to do, and they will just, you know, like, so they help me out in picking colleges and stuff. And like when I, you know, went through the list of all the colleges, I also have a friend here. I told him to help me out. I told him like, you know, like I'm gonna be coming over in the spring semester, so you know, like look up some colleges, which ones would be good for my major. And so yeah, so this college I would say it has really great programs in business, computers, nursing. It's really great, and you know, it's kind of underrated because not a lot of people know about it, because most of the people, they just want to go to the big cities and stuff. And since this is in Minnesota, and so you know, it not a lot of people know about this place. So yeah, like not a lot of people come here. So I would actually suggest that, you know, like you just check this place out because it's really good. And I looked through all the programs and like all the ratings and everything, and I thought this would be a great place to study. It's nice and quiet, beautiful weather. The snow is really bad. The winters are just too much to handle, but you kind of get used to it.
So even students from India get used to it, right?
Oh yeah, if I can get used to the snow, anyone can get used to the snow. So don't worry about it.
Definitely. So would you recommend this place for some fellow Indian students watching this right now?
Oh yeah,
maybe?
I would actually say like, yeah, no matter what your major is, this actually is a really great place to study. The teachers are really good. The facilities that the university provides are really good. The buildings are great. Everything is great, you know. So even if you don't come here, you should at least give this place a shot because it is extremely underrated, and the tuition is really low because here, so in MSU Mankato, you don't have to pay the fees for the international students. You can pay the in-state tuition provided you volunteer for 25 hours a semester, and you just keep your GPA above 3.0. And that is actually really good because if you're going to volunteer, you're going to have community service, you're going to help people out. So that's a really good thing to do. And if it's gonna give you a scholarship, might as well do it, you know. So yeah, it's a really great place to be, and yeah, I would actually recommend it.
Okay, and now you've spent one semester here. You've gained a lot of experience. You know a lot more than you knew when you got here. So some fellow Indians that are coming here, what would you recommend for them personally to do?
What I would say is, when you talk about Minnesota, you're gonna think about the cold, and if you ask people about it, well, yeah, they're gonna say that it's really cool. You shouldn't go there and stuff, and people will exaggerate the cold a lot more than it is. And yeah, it is really bad. Like minus 25 degrees Celsius in the first week that I came here, minus 30 degrees Celsius. It is too much to handle. But the thing is, like, after the first week or two, you kind of get used to it, and you aren't really gonna stay outdoors all that often anyway. So, you know, like, yeah, you should just, you know, like, go for it. And another thing would be like, before you come here, like, at least like as soon as you get your acceptance and you decide to go to this place, you should contact the student association of your own country, and then like you should get in touch with them because those people are the one who know that what they're talking about, and they're gonna help you out with everything. Like, help you with the process of settling in. If you don't want to live in the dorms, they'll help you find a place, you know, like off campus or something. So you should really, you know, like get in touch with those people. And also, yeah, like I said before, like try coming at least a week before your college starts, like before your orientation, because then you kind of get settled in and it's not a messy start for you, because you get here, everything is just going to be thrown on you, and then it's just, you know, like it can be a bit too much. So I would suggest like you just come here so that you have that settling period, and you know, like you can just feel better, I guess. Get used to it. Yeah,
definitely. Okay, thanks
Yep.
Adi, for the interview. If you guys have any questions for my friend Adi, comment below.
Yep.
Also be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Both of the Adis will try to answer it.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Yeah, bye.